السلام عليكم يا شباب، معكم راس من قناة راس جيمنج. رجعت لكم بالحلقة رقم 21 من سلسلتنا الطيبة والجميلة كينغدوم كوم ديليفري 2. نعم يا أصدقائي، المملكة القادمة 2 اللي وقفنا فيها حرفيا في الحلقة اللي فاتت. هون بعد ما وصلنا لهذا الماب الجديد لازم نرتاح. اللاعب عطشان جوعان. اوف 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 اوف، شو اللي عم يصير هون؟ هدول فايتين ببعضهم البعض. ايه هو المفروض كنا نروح نحمم ولا هنري؟ بعده عن طريقي. تعالوا نروح نغسل ايدينا قبل ما يفك الجليتش اللي هنيك فوق. فايتين الشخصيات ببعضهم البعض. طيب حلو، اوكي جميل جدا. اها هدول نزلوا، شايفين شلون؟ يا سلام، هذا كمان نزل. نايس. طيب شو هي مهمتنا؟ تعالوا نقعد هون ولا شو؟ هدول حاطين لنا الاكل. لا ما بدنا نسرق شيء، بدنا بس ناكل. التقط الخبز وفخد الدجاج مشوي، هاتوا. جبن هاتوا. يا سلام كمان جبن، والله فطور نايس. تعالوا يا بسم الله الطعام. الخبز تعالوا ناكل. كول. عفوا ايه اوكي، اين هو الخبز؟ هذا هو الخبز، تعال ناكل. الجبن، تنتين جبن كمان حلوين، وواحدة فخذ دجاج. ممتاز جدا. هلا خلونا نشوف شو راح يصير معانا. بسم الله.
Eat whatever takes your fancy, my friends. You look like you've had a hard journey.
شكرا والله أكلنا.
It wasn't so bad, especially compared to what came before it.
Where are you coming from anyway?
From Trusky.
That's Sir Otto von Burgo's domain. What were you doing there, pray tell?
We were in a castle cellar, talking to an old acquaintance.
My God, how did that happen?
Simple. I'm in the service of Lord Sokol of Lamberg, same as Dry Devil, and I had a job to do around Trusky, if you get my meaning.
Absolutely. But it wasn't much of a success, was it?
Actually, it was pretty much. We even took a castle.
Well, more like a small stronghold.
And we nearly got von Berghoff too.
And what prevented you from completing that righteous deed?
أبقى صامتا إنه خطأي جزئيا لم تم إنقاذه من قبل. براو، أبقى صامتا.
We had him in our grasp. We routed his company. And then that swine von Auletz got involved.
I know that name. He's the commander of the Prague militia.
Exactly. And they came with him.
But why would the Praguers send forces to Trusky?
But they didn't, sir. They weren't sent to Trusky, but here. They just stopped off to visit von Berghoff because he was in a tight situation, and they took him along with them.
Here? To my fortress? Christ almighty.
Not just here, but everywhere where King Wenceslas still has supporters.
And that's also one of the reasons why we're here. We came to warn you. It seems Sigismund's run out of patience. He's going to break the truce and finish off the rebellion while he still has time. So he's convened all his followers in Kuttenberg with von Berghoff and von Orlitz in the lead. It's just a matter of time before the battles begin.
We've got to secure the fortress quickly, stock up on supplies, reinforce the guard and drill the troops. But I'm grateful to you, friends. Wait here. I'll have the best wine I have brought to you. Bring that red from Burgundy right away.
You might want to save some for Jobst.
I'll gladly risk his displeasure for this occasion.
It seems we both have the same opinion of Jobst, eh?
Well, that is, I wouldn't dream of disrespecting the Margrave. Where do you know him from?
I don't really know him as such. We merely know each other due to my original trade.
Yes, I've heard of you. They say you used to be, well...
Yes, a bandit. It's no secret, sir. King Wenceslas even put a price on my head once. And Catherine here, she...
I'm sure that's of no interest to the noble gentleman. And anyway, if anyone knows Jobst well, it's Henry here. You two are quite on friendly terms, aren't you?
التقينا مرة واحدة فقط. نحن نعرف بعضنا البعض جيدا.
Well, we only met once, in fact. When he came to see Lord Hanush in Ratay.
Okay.
Anyway, we're straying a little from the point. As I said, one of the reasons we came here is to warn you. And the other reason goes by the name of Hynek, the Dry Devil. Where is he?
Well, he was here for a while, at my invitation.
أبقى صامتا.
Was? So he's no longer here? Thank Christ.
Where did he go?
I couldn't say. He didn't part quite on the best of terms.
That's quite normal for him. Don't take it to heart, sir.
I had no issue with him. It's more about Margrave Jobst. When he met Hynek, he was somewhat disturbed.
كمان.
I can't say I'm surprised. They quarreled, did they?
Let's just say that after an exchange of opinions, they agreed it would be best if they saw as little of each other as possible. I'm sure if you're interested in the details, the Margrave will explain it to you himself.
I'd be very surprised.
حلو. ماذا كان يفعل الشيطان الجافو هنا؟ ماذا يفعل جوبست هنا؟ ماذا تعتقد بشأن الوضع؟ تعالوا نشوف أول
What
رحلة.
was Dry Devil doing here, anyway?
Waging war, if you can call it that. He ambushed 3 of Sigismund's supply caravans and a troop of Cumans in these parts alone. It made me a little nervous. If anyone found out he was hiding out here, in the end, it was Jobst himself who sorted it out. He told Hynek he had to stop because he was interfering with his plans.
ماذا يفعل جوبست هنا؟
Why is Jobst taking such risks? He almost put himself in Sigismund's reach. What for?
To do what he's been doing all his life. Scheming.
One could put it that way. He's seeking allies amongst the undecided lords and winning over to our side some of the ones who've sided with Sigismund so far.
He wants to make deals with turncoats?
Alas, that's the way it goes in politics. The majority lean towards the side where they expect the least problems. Just between us, I'm not too pleased myself about Jobst's strategy, and I'm the last one who'd wish for violence.
ماذا تعتقد بشأن الوضع؟
What do you think about all of this, sir? Sigismund, Wenceslas, Jobst.
What kind of question is that? Do you doubt my loyalty to our king?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Henry here sometimes forgets to weigh his words, sir.
That's all right. To be frank, we all know that King Wenceslas isn't the great man his father Charles was. But that is the way of the world. History is full of kings who didn't know how to wear the crown. The blood running in their veins is more important than what's in their heads. He's not a capable ruler. What of it? In my opinion, kingship is above all a guarantee of divine peace. A sovereign's greatest asset is his legitimacy.
But what if the sovereign is truly bad? If he's mad, say.
I'll put it this way. Nobody lives forever, lad.
Least of all bad kings. Isn't that right, sir?
So, what about us? What do we do now?
The Margrave will certainly want to talk to you, but the earliest he'll be back at the fortress will be tomorrow. I hope until then, you won't refuse my offer of a bed for the night.
Just an offer. So you'd let us leave if we wanted to?
Well, the Margrave did ask me to look after you until he returns, for the sake of security.
Whose security?
Good question. Yours, I expect.
So be it. I couldn't take another step anyway.
شكرا لكم على حسن ضيافتكم وتعالوا نسأل على كوبان هانس
There's still one more
يعني.
thing we came for. Lord von Bergov is holding my lord, Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, hostage. And we also have to warn Jobst's ally, John of Liechtenstein. Do you know anything about those two?
Sorry, I don't. I didn't even know von Bergau had come here until you told me. And I've heard nothing about Lord Liechtenstein.
Which is actually good news. If he'd been caught and executed, the word would be all over the region. So there's a strong hope he's alive.
شكرا لكم على حسن ضيافتك.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Lord Pisek.
It's the least I could do, lad. My fortress is open to all the king's supporters, even if that does make it a bit crammed.
أعتقد أنني سأذهب إلى السرير.
I
أوكي.
ought to get to bed. Where can I sleep, sir?
I had some chambers prepared for all of you. Yours is right here in the palace. Cross that corridor and go up the stairs. You can't miss it. There's a garland above the door. But first, eat your fill, all of you. And maybe you'd like to bathe before going to bed. I told my servant Susanna to prepare baths for you. The baths are in the little house in the courtyard.
شكرا.
Right next to the well.
والله شكرا شكرا شكرا، يعني صار بإمكاننا إنه نتحمم. طبعا هدول الثياب هن يعطونا إياهم مشان نهرب فيهم. مو مدرعة جدا ومو جميلة جدا أيضا، بس لا بأس بها يعني. تعالوا نحن نجي على طقمنا الأصلي اللي هو هات. يب. وأهم شيء تعالوا نجي على الدرع يا شباب، لأنه في كتير قطع المفروض كانت تكون. يب هذا مثلا لازم يكون. نحن سرقنا كتير معدات منهم بالحصار لو تتذكروا، فما بعرف احتمال مثلا نلاقي هلمت أحسن من اللي نحن لابسينه. هذا 96 مثلا اللي نحن لابسينه بالضبط. شوفوا هاي قبعة غليان، هاي أقوى. 111 هاي. في شيء آخر مثلا ممكن يكون أحسن. هاي 115، بس لا هذا الشكل ما حبيته لأنه بيغطي الوجه يا شباب. أوكي جميل جميل جميل. تعالوا نصلح كل شيء ممكن نقدر نصلحه. أوكي طقم الحداد، سيف الطلاء، طقم القناص، طقم الخياط. صلح كل الدروع والآرمرات لو سمحت. حلو. طقم صانع الدروع أيضا صلح لي كل دروعي حرفيا، يعني كل شيء نحن لابسينه لازم نصلحه. هاي كمان نصلحها بالضبط. وهلا ضلوا الشغلات التجارية، والشغلات التجارية كمان راح نصلحها قدر الإمكان. مثلا هاي هدول كلهم للتجارة يا شباب، راح نبيعهم. جميل جميل جميل. اوكي هيك صلحنا كل شيء ممكن نصلحه. طقم الاسكافي ايضا صلح لي كل شيء. جميل. ضل في شيء هون؟ ما ضل في ولا شيء انه نصلحه. تعالوا نجي يب هون. شوفوا نحن صلحنا كتير اشياء صراحة. اوه والله القبعة وصلت درعها ل 115. حلو. هلا هاد راح يكون احسن من اللي انا لابسه. جميل، فخلينا نلبسه تحت دروعنا يعني. في شيء اخر مثلا ممكن يكون احسن. يب شوفوا هاي القفازات احسن من اللي انا لابسهم. بس نحن المشكلة ما بنحب انه نغير الطقم تبعنا. طقمنا الذهبي هو يا شباب، فخلينا لابسين طقمنا. على كل هاي القفازة الاخر او القفازات يمكن راح نخليهم لشيء اخر. تعال خود شو اسمه هدول التنتين ايضا. لا هلا شو اسمه هاي بتعطي كاريزما 6 بس. هاي 6 هاي احسن. خاتم 30 جميل. وصلنا الكاريزما تبعتنا هيك 25. هاي كاريزما الخاتم هذا 13، هذا 13، هذا تبعه 30. لا الكاريزما تبعتنا اجمل بجميع كتير. ضل في شيء. يب يمكن شو اسمه الحقائب تبعتنا ما لبسناها. جميل. ورح نيجي لهون كمان مرة واحدة البس الحقائب هدول. البس لي شو اسمه، اين هو؟ البس لي هاد احسن راح يكون. اوكي. وهون شو لابس انا؟ هدول ما لهم داعي، هدول ما لهم داعي ابدا. فإذا خلينا نشيل هدول اللون الأصفر نهائيا. الطقم الأصفر ما له داعي. جميل 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 بالضبط. خلينا بالأحمر يا شباب وهون. هلا شو اسمه الأحمر؟ أنا لابس هاي، بس تعالوا ناخذ شو اسمه هذا الغطاء رأس مزخرف راح يكون أحسن. يب راح يكون أحسن بكتير أيضا. بالضبط. أظن أنه هيك لبسنا كل دروعنا وآرمراتنا. ضلت أسلحة، سيف طويل شائع، سيف طوليته لا هاتو، وفينا ناخذ سيف راد زي كوبيلا أيضا. تعالوا خلينا حاملين سيف راد زي كوبيلا. أما الأقواس هذا 165، هذا الكروسبو هذا 180، القوس هذا 110 دمجه. تعالوا ناخده أيضا. نحط الأسهم أيضا من كل بت هكذا. الشعلة جاهزة هي. الطعام والله شغل يا شباب. والله هذا يعتبر شغل، يعني المفروض نحنا خلاص مرة واحدة نكون مزبطين كل شيء، بس القصة بتتحكم مرات بكل شيء. زبطنا كل شيء عنا، اتطورنا والله، جانا الليفل بالحدادة. خلينا نروح نحممه لهنري يا شباب. قال انه اعطى شو اسمه امر للخادمة. ايوه تحدث. اريد حماما.
Lord Pisek said we could have a bath here?
Yes, sir. I prepared the hot water and fragrant oils myself. And I'll wash your clothes as well.
شكرا لك.
Thank you.
You needn't thank me, sir. And now, if you'll allow me, I'll help you undress.
حممتنا، رح نتحمم، وحممت شو اسمه غسلت ثيابنا وكل شيء. جميل جميل جميل. تعالوا نشوف. يا سلام يا سلام على النظافة. شوفوا النظافة، الكاريزما وصلت مرة تانية ل30. هلا خلونا نروح ننام بشكل سريع يا شباب، لأنه ما عندنا ولا شيء لتاني نهار باللعبة. هو صاير فوق أظن من هون. يب وصلنا للطابق الصحيح هون. هذا الباب. اوف هذا هو سريرنا. اوكي تعالوا ناخذ شو اسمه هذا الطقم مشان ننام مباشرة.
So you got your revenge? Father, did it make you feel any better? It did. So what comes next?
Mark von Aulitz is next. Then von Burgov.
And is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
It's what I want.
Are you sure, Henry?
What's happening? Why are you waking me up? You again?
Yes, the Margrave is calling for you, sir. You and the other gent.
You mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
اوكي حسنا سأذهب الآن.
Very well. I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
No, definitely not. Thank you. Do you need anything else?
No, sir.
So, why are you standing here?
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
يمكنك المغادرة.
Oh, I see. You may leave. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
اوكي. جابت لنا فطور، تعالوا نرجع ناخذ ثيابنا. وين حطت له؟ اوه والله فطور جايبت لنا. اوكي خبز رول جبن. تعالوا ناخذ فخذ الدجاج المشوي هاد. فخذ دجاج مشوي يا سلام. تعالوا ناكلهن يا شباب هيك من الصبح. ماله جوعان كتير هنري، بس يلا الفطور هو. مالنا جوعانين كتير، خليهن معنا. شو هذا الكتاب هون؟ اوكي كتاب جديد قريناه. وكمان تعالوا نشوف الليفلات اللي اجتنا بالحدادة او بالمهارات. جميل. تعالوا ناخذ هاي المهارة ايضا. ما في شيء تاني نحن اخذينه. اوكي صارت امورنا بالسليم. وين الباب؟ من هون. يا سلام.
I'm sorry.
بعده عن طريقي، بعده انا مستعجل. طيب شو هي المهام اللي عندنا؟ خلينا تعال نشوف. المهمة بتقول ابحث عن زيسكا. اوكي رح نبحث عنه.
You silly dog.
بعد.
Christ, pardon me.
You see, meine Dame, we aren't idle here. My men train like that every day.
والله انا شايف لحالي بقدر اشيلهم كلياتهم. تعال نتحدث معاهم.
Hello, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as my Großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison, and mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
حميتكم مثيرة للإعجاب.
Aye. I have to admit, the soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Hey?
Leave him be, meine Dame. Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
سأقبلهم بكل سرور.
Now look here, I was just being polite. I'd happily take on your men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself a knight?
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw so you don't come to any harm and let you have a go against one of ours. Pulcock, come here. The first to bleed.
ايوه.
loses.
تعال يا شيخ تعال. الحامية قال. الحامية قال. خلصنا عليه بطاقتين يا شباب.
Excellent, Henry.
It was nothing.
Gut gemacht. You have my admiration. You really are good with the sword. I hope my idiots learned a thing or two from you.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags and I remembered I took a small memento from Trotsky.
هي تذكارية من تروسكي.
What is it?
A hunting crossbow. I even think...
قوس للصيد.
I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word. Thank you.
قوس ميداني مزخرف. حلو. تلقينا قوس ميداني مزخرف.
I saw Zizka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
اوه بس والله حلو. تعال نشوف القوس هذا شو وضعه. قوس ميداني اوف يا دمج 380 دمجه يا شباب. اوف 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 والله شيء حلو. تعال نشوف. جنب الاسطبل هذا هو اسطبل. وهذا هو زيسكا هون. اوكي لازم اغسل نفسي ما. طبعا سيف راتسي كوبيلا يا شباب نحن انتبهنا عليه فينا نطوره. تعالوا نروح لعند الحداد. في حداد هون ولا لا؟ خلينا نشوف. لازم يكون في شي حداد. تعالوا نستكشف شوي. ما في هذا الحداد. هذا هو حداد اكيد. يب اكيد حداد مبين. تعال نحن نتحدث معه.
What can I do for you?
تجارة.
I'll have a look at the wares.
عندك شو اسمه الحديد. حدوات أحصنة فارس. الفارس، اختيار الفأرس، فأس العريض، وطقم صانع الدروع أيضا. بس ما عنده حديد هذا. أقدر أبيع له شوية أغراض من اللي عندي يا شباب. سيف طويل شائع تعال نبيع له إياه. تعالوا السيف العسكري هذا نبيعه. درع طائر ورقة من امرأ نيوكيف. هذا الدرع ما راح ابيعه. هدول الدرعين ما راح نبيعهم. راح نضل محتفظين فيهم كتذكار. تعالوا نشوف مثلا هون. هذا الهلمت ما عاد له داعي. هذا ما له داعي. يب. هدول اثنين ما لهم داعي. والتاجر عنده 10,000. خود هذا ايضا. خود هاي. شوف هذا حوض الاستحمام. هدول لو كنا نحن مصلحينه كنا راح نبيعهم بأسعار حلوة جميلة جدا. خود 3 من هدول. راح نحصل تقريبا 1000 حتى الآن. خود هاي. خود هاي. خود هاي. طبعا بس الشغلات اللي أنا مصلحها راح أبيعها يا شباب. هاي القفازات أحسن من اللي عندي. يمكن ما راح نبيعها. قفازات الساعة الرملية هاي خلينا محتفظين فيهن. يمكن نحتاجهم بالمستقبل بعمليات كتير كبيرة مثلا. جميل جميل والله. هيك راح نبيع بسعر مرتب جدا. كان بدنا شو اسمه هذا فولاذ توليد ما عنده للأسف. بيع له المسبحة هاي والكأس الفضية وهدول. هدول غنائم شو اسمه اللي أخذناها من قلعة فانبرغر. أوكي راح نحصل 3700. تعال. ليش ما تاجر؟ أنا كان بدي. ما تساومت معه ما أعرف ليش. مع العلم أني ضغطت عليها يعني. جميل لا بأس. ما عنده حديد. مبين انه هاي القلعة شو اسمه. تحدث.
How are things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
نفس الشيء.
Not so great. I'm feeling pretty battered.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
لا يزال لديك قوتك. لن أعيش لرؤيته.
Don't say that.
تعال ناخذ أول وحدة.
A real man of iron.
A damned rusty one, I'd say. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too, but she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
She's doing the right thing, and you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join you shortly.
هل تتوقع مشكلة؟
Are you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
هل تعرف أين يجب أن نبحث عن الشيطان الجاف؟
What about that dry devil of yours? Did you find out where he went?
No, nobody asked him where he was going, but it seems they're hoping it's as far away as possible. I'm not surprised. If I know him, he wasn't the ideal guest.
At least Jobst might know where he is.
He might. To be honest, that's the only reason for talking to him.
من المفترض أن أذهب وحدي. سأذهب بعد ذلك.
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Margrave, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Ratai. I only know what I've heard about him.
All right, but he sent for us both. How's it going to look?
A bit odd, I suppose. But you must understand, I'm doing this for our benefit. The less time I spend with a Margrave in one room, the better.
All right, then. I'll be going then.
أوكي. لازم نروح نقابل هذا الثاني. جميل. تعالوا نروح نقابله. هون هو. اللي اسمه يوبست. هذا فتح، ايوه هذا الباب فتح. هذا يوبست.
Henry. Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
ايوه تحقيق هذا. لقد خاننا فون بورغر، لديه شعور بأنه تعرف كل شيء. لقد خان.
Bergov had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us to do his dirty work. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. They took Lord Capon away. In fact, that's why we're here. We were following von Bergov's trail.
So I've heard. But I'd be interested to know the details. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the side of a quite unexpected guest.
لقد كان الأمر صعبا مع زيسكا، غير متوقع. غير متوقع. تعال ناخذ غير
An unexpected guess.
Yes, of course, I've heard of Zizka before, and of his unconventional ways of supporting our king. But I don't know where you know him from.
We met outside Trotsky, in rather complicated circumstances. We crossed swords. I can only thank God we didn't kill each other.
And who was giving Zizka orders? Do you know?
صقر لامبيرج.
I think it's some Jan Sokol of Lamberg.
That would make sense. He was always quite pig-headed.
لا تقل شيئا. لماذا؟ لا تقل شيئا.
Enough about Zizka. I also heard something about a pillory and poaching. What the hell did you and Sir Hans get up to?
بدل من أن نكون رسلا ظنوا أننا متسولون. لقد كان خطأ السير هانس. لقد كان كل هذا خطأي. لم يحدث شيئا يذكر قليل من أهمية. كان خطأ هو. الصيد الجائر هو السيد هانس.
When they refused us entry to Trotsky, he went straight to the tavern and made a scene.
You were refused entry to Trotsky? Von Bergov left a nobleman standing outside the gate?
Well, to be honest, Lord Capon didn't really look much like a nobleman. We were ambushed while bathing in a pond, and then we fled through the woods. So we really looked like a pair of beggars.
Ah, that must have been a peculiar feeling for Lord Capon.
لقد كان الأمر ثقيلا علي. إيه.
You can't even imagine it, Your Grace.
I certainly cannot, in truth. In any case, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
كان ستيفان توس في تروسكي.
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was working for von Bergov.
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies. He was causing havoc around Ratai.
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned some such person. They even foolishly let him go.
They had to. They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actually quite heartening that some people still have such naive ideas about the world.
Well, no one let him go this time. He's dead.
Very good. From what I've heard, he was a bandit and a cutthroat. There should be no dealings with his ilk.
أليس زيسكا هو نفسه توس؟
Isn't Zizka a bandit too, though?
Zizka is loyal to Wenceslas, so he's no bandit or cutthroat, but a faithful servant of our king, carrying out resistance against his enemies. But let's move on. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Liechtenstein, has mysteriously gone silent. so every piece of information I get now is precious. By the way, you said you were in von Berghoff's dungeon, and I can imagine how they treated you there. Tell me, did you reveal anything?
لقد كنت لم أقل شيئا صعب.
Well, although it
أنا
wasn't
أحكي
me
له
who
الصدق
told
يا
you,
شباب.
von Berghoff did get certain information.
What information?
About Liechtenstein. That he's in Kuttenberg. And what he's doing there. I'm really sorry, sir, but... well, they tortured us.
That is truly unfortunate. But you've nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's too much to expect anyone to hold their tongue under torture.
But Lord Liechtenstein... what if they killed him because of us?
John went straight into the lion's den. He knew the risks. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rate. I'm sure you already want to go home.
يشرفني ذلك ولكن لا يمكنني القبول. لا أستطيع أن أتخلص عن السير هانس. ناخذ الأولى.
Sir, that's a generous offer, and I appreciate it. But it's not what I want.
If you wish to stay and help here, I'll be glad, of course. I need someone to escort my envoys, and you've proven yourself more than capable.
It's Lord Capon, Your Grace. I came to find out where he is, and rescue him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Berghoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Jobst didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go.
طيب يا شباب، صارت الأحداث والله شديدة يعني.
Stay close. The devil doesn't know you.
خلينا نتبع جي سكوب.
Even like this, unless he's too drunk.
What is your plan, anyway? Go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet, until we find him?
That won't be necessary. We just have to visit places where you can get booze.
Oh, so all the taverns and dens in the region?
If it comes to that.
وافق.
I'm up for that.
Don't get your hopes up. We'll have a beer, listen to the local rumor mill, and if we don't find anything, we'll pay up and move on.
Where do we start?
I have heard of a place that's a favored meeting spot of bandits, poachers, and all kinds of scum. If I was looking for the devil, or at least someone who knows something about him, that's where I'd go.
Sounds like a good place to start. And if we find the devil, what then?
If we're really to step on Sigismund's toes, we need capable men. And the devil's capable. Of anything, really.
I'm not sure what the three of us can achieve.
Inek's not alone. He has the devil's pack.
Who?
That's what his band is called. They're exactly the sort of men we need.
And what do you have in mind when you say step on Sigismund's toes? What about Liechtenstein and Capon?
The same thing we did to von Berghoff. But don't worry. It's going to take a lot of time before we're ready. In the meantime, hopefully Catherine will find out where young Liechtenstein is hiding. If his spy network really lives up to the legend, he'll surely know where they're keeping young Capon.
اوكي، خلينا نقول له
I
موافقين.
hope so. And when he's free, then we can step on Sigismund's toes. I'm sure Lord Capon will be happy to help.
In that case, he'd be better off staying in captivity. So, what do you say?
السفر السريع، خلينا نضرب السفر سريع.
The sooner we get there, the better.
يا هلا.
I hope our journey doesn't prove to be in vain. Keep your hand on your...
مخيم البدو، اوكي هذا مخيم للبدو. وهذا شبه.
I warned you you had it coming, you drunk.
Hang on. I didn't see it. Does feel better when I've had a drink. It's a gift from God.
Either you pay us back our coin, or you can leave your head with us.
You wouldn't get a crossing for an alternative, mine.
You're right about that.
I'd have a use for that turnip. But I can only pay for it with iron.
Shiska?
You turn on your heel and get going. If you value your life. You might have noticed there's more of us than you.
That can be fixed.
حلو. فايت جديد. يا إلهي.
Are you gonna get to the task or not?
ثاني واحد خلصنا منه. ثالث واحد كمان خلصنا منه.
Do I have to pull you out of trouble again? I see you're still a drunkard.
It's good to see you too, Shishka. What happened to...
That doesn't matter now.
Huh? Who's that? Where's your old band?
You're looking at all that's left of it.
I see we have a lot to talk about.
That we do. Anyway, this is Henry. Henry, this is Kubienka.
Hiya, lad. And thanks for the help. You're handy with a sword.
Thanks.
Not that I couldn't handle them myself.
He would be one of the best archers north of the Alps. If he wasn't drunk or with one arm in the stocks all the time.
Shouldn't we leave before someone notices the corpses?
Easy, lad. This was the devil's den. If we behave ourselves, the innkeeper will just charge us a cleaning fee, and that will be that.
There will be plenty of time to get acquainted with the local customs. We're looking for the devil. Where is he?
Well, when I said we have a lot to talk about, now is the time. This is the innkeeper, Dreadlight.
Gentlemen, I won't have this. You're murdering my guests and making a mess.
They started it.
They've been drinking on credit for half a day. Who's going to pay for this now?
If you search their pockets and sell their weapons, that should cover it. And I have a feeling Kubienka here owed them some dice winnings.
I didn't cheat.
Pay him.
All right, then. What did I do to deserve you? Here you go.
Ah, I see you are a nobleman and a generous one at that. You didn't have to, but thank you. I'm much obliged. You don't need to worry about anything. We'll clear away the corpses, pour some sand on the blood, and no one will know what happened here.
That's nice of you. But leave us alone now.
Nobody will be looking for them anyway. Only the catchpoles would be interested in them. You might even get a reward.
Did you hear Lord Shishka?
Yes, I did. Of course. I'm leaving. Just call if you need anything.
حافظ على الهدوء.
Can he be trusted? He looks like he'd be happy to rat us out the first chance he gets.
Dreadlight? Well, I don't think so. They'd arrest him as well as if he went to snitch on us. If you keep paying him, he'll serve you.
If you say so. So, what's up with the devil? I need to talk to him.
That won't be easy. He got locked up.
What? They captured the devil, and you're just saying it like it's nothing.
من أسره؟
Who captured him?
How should I know? Some armed bastards.
Shit, Kubienka, you must know who came after you and why.
Well, we botched this job in Kuttenberg. It was supposed to be a breeze, but the fuckers outnumbered us 3-1. Before we could react, they knocked the devil down and pounded on him like a deaf man on a door. Ada and I tried to help him, but we just couldn't.
Fuck.
It pisses me off that we had to leave him there. But we would have been captured.
أين هو محتجز؟
You know where they're keeping him?
Why? The town guard took him. So he's probably in the town jail?
Fuck. There's no way we're getting him out of there.
My words. Otherwise, we would have gotten him away from those fuckers a long time ago. Not even a mouse can get him there. We can't pull off something like that.
How long has it been since he was captured?
I've been sitting here drinking ever since it happened. So, maybe a week, maybe even a month. More like a month.
A month? They haven't hanged him yet.
That's the thing. The devil's famous. Lots of people want him dead. but they won't give him the news or the axe. They want to send his soul to the Lord in a much worse way. The devil is a proper bastard, but not even he deserves that.
What are they planning to do with him?
The devil's got a fat price on his head. He's the most feared robber baron in Bohemia. There are several empty tents in Sigismund's camp, thanks to him. They really want to relish his death. They'll take him to their camp outside of town for that.
Who told you that?
When someone owes you a dice wager, they'll spill him what they don't know. They say the people of Kuttenberg can't wait to see him gone.
If they're going to move him, that could be our chance. We'll wait for them and free the devil.
He will be watched by a dozen armed guards. We're only 3, so unless you have 10 men up your sleeve...
I thought the devil would have at least 10 men. But other than that, it makes sense. I don't think we'll have another shot.
I was going to hire some muscle for help here, but I got thirsty. You know the rest.
More like I know you. But maybe we'll find someone around here. Everybody'll listen if we mention coin. Can you think of anything else that might come in handy?
Well, how about some hand cannons?
Have you got some?
Well, not on me. But maybe there are some in our old camp. It isn't far.
Maybe?
Maybe. Surely. If I can remember where we hit them. And as luck would have it, they're not far from the road they used to transport the devil.
What place is that?
This narrow gully with a nice curve that backs for something nasty to happen in it. West of here. You can't miss it.
Looks like there's still some sense left in your noggin despite the booze.
And what about me?
You'll go with Kubianka to get the hand cannons. He may be... surely hid somewhere.
Great. At least I won't have to carry them myself.
Don't dilly-dally. And when you have them, meet me at the ambush spot. Keep an eye on him. And don't let him talk your ear off.
اوكي طيب يا شباب، هون راح اتوقف انا بهاي الحلقه. والله صارت كتير احداث، كلياتها مشاهد سينمائيه، بس يلا صرنا عم نفهم الامر شوي بشوي. انا هون بحب اني اقول لكم اذا انتم وصلتوا لهون لسه عم تتفرجوا على الفيديو فاكيد عجبكم اندمجتوا معه. يا ريت ما تنسوا تحطوا عليه لايك، واذا ما انكم مشتركين بالقناه اشتركوا بالقناه. من هون للحلقه القادمه تضلوا بامان الله، والسلام عليكم.